Welcome to the show. This is a late review of Islam Makhachev versus JDM, Jack Della Maladena. Second name is a bit of a mouthful, but this was an interesting fight. I'm going to focus just on the stand-up game because the takedown was so dominant. Islam controlled everything there, so there's nothing to really look at there. So the first thing that came to mind was the age. I was looking at Islam's age. I was thinking, there's a gap there. Jack might be fresher in terms of youthfulness. He might have that edge, and then also him just being comfortable at this weight. Islam moving up, Islam moving up to this division was an issue. Can he adapt? All of those questions, and then also the reach. I thought the reach would have been an advantage. These long hands for Jack in terms of the punching and controlling the distance. They were the key things that I thought were going to be factors, and Islam really controlled the fight in terms of certain areas. So if we mute this and then we play. So let's get straight to it. Right here. So this, as soon as the fight started, this was the most interesting part. The distance. So they're both southpaws. You see the distance of the feet, very close. And then the posture, Islam's posture in the whole fight was very interesting. And then you can see Jack is going for this wide boxing stance, very wide. And then his posture was very down. He's the taller man, but he was coming down on the knee. You see this knee extension here? He was coming down on himself like this. And he had this kind of tilt. Either he was tilting this way offensively, or he was tilting this way defensively. Islam had this straight posture all night with excellent movement, side to side, lateral movement. And then other key details was the pivot, Islam's ability to pivot on this leg and knee, and his ability to strike this leg coming across, hitting this target of Jack's leg, controlling the distance with this leg. This was really, really important. So Islam set the tone with that leg kick, as you'll see. As soon as Islam starts, you just see this leg kick, boom, hitting that target, that pivot, as I mentioned earlier, was so important for Islam. Boom, see, then he comes back to his posture. See, controlling the distance, not letting Jack come in. So Jack likes to fight in that really close distance, but Islam kept him at bay, controlled him with the leg kick, controlled the movement, controlled the timing of the fight, feints. It was amazing. Okay, he moves off. Moves off, gets a few counter shots in, changes the angle, throws the feint takedown. Off the feint jab, straight onto the single, then with the inside trip, done. Straight to the ground, pinned him, and that was pure control from there onwards. You had this little face kick after the buzzer or before, I don't know what the details. Was it illegal shot or was it after the buzzer? I'm not really sure on that. The next round come in. You see, he's backwards. High guard, the jack, very close to his head. This is very important. So Jack changed stance. This was a very, very important detail here. Now he's southpaw. Now he's orthodox, sorry. He's orthodox. See, this hand is in front, he's orthodox. This leg is behind, He's in this orthodox position. Watch what Islam does. Islam forces him with this head kick. Straight away, Islam forces him back into southpaw. So Islam was controlling the posture of Jack. So Jack, he made adjustments because Jack, the adjustments that he made was because of this leg. This leg was being destroyed by Islam with these low round kicks. So as Islam cannot target that because of the change of posture, and this posture being more dangerous, he adjusted to the head kick. And then watch what Jack does. Because of that threat, he went straight back to southpaw. This was very, very interesting. And this was in the second. Yep. So head kick. And he went straight back to southpaw. Then we need to look at that again because that was so important in the fight. See? Southpaw. Soon as he got kicked in the head, he came back. Orthodox. Islam steps, head kicks. Forces him back into the southpaw position that Islam favoured. And then you see, because of that, Islam's got that leg as a target again. Now this is the overhook issue. He had the overhook with the wizard. And then with the wizard, he goes for the trip. And then obviously the overhook caught him. I didn't know about that detail. That was something new to me. Shows that I'm a novice. So now Islam was controlling him on the top from the half guard. So we won't focus on that. We'll focus on the stand-up a bit more. So look at the feint, low kick. Look at the movement. His movement amazing. In, out, in, out. Never crossing the feet. See when he's moving left, the left foot moves. Really good boxing footwork. And then this is a key detail here. This is a very key detail. Islam actually made a mistake here. Because Islam's distance is this. This is Islam's distance. Keeping him like at this real long distance where he's attacking from a long distance. So now Islam made a mistake. The mistake that Islam made now is Islam came in to Jack's distance, which I call the phone box. So Islam steps in, and then as he steps in, Jack starts to get these looping shots off. These hooks that he likes to the body, to the head, hitting his target. So we'll have a look at this. Islam steps in, Jack throws the knee, right here. See? This is where Jack was strong. This is where Jack wants to fight. So Islam corrected himself straight away, made the adjustments, and he went back to distance and then took him down. So Islam went straight for the takedown. Jab, boom. Alright, there you go. I was shocked how easy the takedowns were. There was no takedown defense, there was no barriers, there was no arms, there was no frames on the shoulders, there was no sprawling. From that high guard, Islam throws a feint, boom, goes straight head into the waist, took him down on a double. It was really surprising. The ease that Islam controlled the fight. That was one of the things that was really, really surprising. Yep. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. Here, Islam was just looking for the DOS, the triangle, Komora. He's looking for this, what's this thing called? This armbar, like an armbar, straight armbar. But it was just control on the top. Very, very controlled. He goes for his three favorite submissions, the Komora, the DOS, and then this little sneaky armbar that he was trying. And then also strikes from the top. But Jack did very well in terms of defending himself. Didn't catch much damage in the face. So this kick on the ribs looks like a street fighter, huh? Nice parry of the kick. This uppercut was beautiful. Low kick, hurt him there. Look at the jab. Boom. It's not even committing, it's just touching, controlling distance with the jab. And then he gets that second takedown. But the key thing is distance control. He was fighting Islam's fight. See? Islam had this distance. See the distance of the hips. Control. Jack's moving forward. Islam's moving back. He's walking into the shots. Jack was not in this posture all night. If he was in this posture, it would have been better for him. If he was in this orthodox posture, but then Islam would have kicked him in the head. As we've shown earlier, where Islam that head kick. So, really interesting in terms of stand-up. Adjustments. Fighting's an emotional sport. Jack got very emotional. He looked a bit distressed, a bit down. Motivation was a bit off. His team could have motivated him a bit better, gave him a bit more information. As many people were saying, Rogan was talking about that, give him some clear advice. And I think the advice was for them to see the fight and see the adjustments. Khabib's team, Islam, and Javier, they were making adjustments. They were like, Islam, we don't want you fighting a stand-up game. So even though Islam was doing very good in the stand-up, he was controlling the distance, feinting the jab, his striking was better in my opinion than Jack, and then his bottom game was pure control. So they made the adjustments. They didn't want Islam taking risks. So let's take him down, let's control him. Let's hunt the DOS, let's hunt the submissions, put him in a defensive posture. So yes, that's overall what happened. You can see here Islam hunting the Komora. This is the armbar, in fact, he was hunting here at this point. Straight armbar he was hunting. Yeah, it was pure dominance. It was pure dominance. And that's the champ, that's the double champ right there. You gotta give them their praise. Big up to Islam. Done. Catch you on another.